Replay first down, 15 yards to go. Right at the snap, ball start by against Panthers 5-yard penalty. Remains first down, 20 yards to go. Number 7, Colby gain of 1 on the play. Second down, 19. Now it's big number 2, Bailey. Makes his way to the 38-yard line. Third and 5. Number 7, Coleman on the carry. 41-yard line. Fourth down and 2. First down for your Panthers, 45-yard line.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Anahuac Sports Live. We apologize for that. My computer completely crashed. It doesn't happen a whole lot. I mean, we run into technical difficulties all the time, but fortunately we were able to restart the computer, restart the stream. If you would, go on to Facebook, share the new link. I've got it put up as we speak. Let everybody know that we are back up and running. It is the 2.0 link on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody coming back. We were pretty upset at the moment. East Chambers was able to put it into the end zone, where the new score is now 23-13 Anahuac on the Oak Island Double Bayou Turkey Shoot scoreboard. And Alex, give us a little recap of what East Chambers was able to do while we were down.
East Chambers ended up driving 71 yards on 6 plays. They took 3:40 off the clock. It was Peralt who was able to sneak it into the end zone from 4 yards out. The point after was no good, but the score still remained a 10-point lead for the Panthers, as you said, at 23-13. Here, the Panthers got the kickoff at the 33. They just converted a 4th down. Now 1st down and 10 from their own 45. And this is the 3rd false start of this drive for the Panthers, as they've gone from 2 penalties for 25 yards to 5 penalties for 40. In what is, I'm sure, very frustrating for head coach Greg Neese, with 3:38 remaining here in the first half. So 1st down and 15 from the Panther 40. Barrier getting the play call. He's going to be out of the gun. 3 wide to the far side. Panthers moving right to left. Screen set up for Corbett, and Corbett's going to put it on the turf. It's going to be incomplete.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody coming back after the computer crash. Just one of those unfortunate incidents that happened to happen whenever the East Chambers was pressing down there on the end zone. And if you would, please go on to our Facebook page, share the new link, let everybody know that we're back up and running. And we apologize for that short disruption. And fortunately, we were able to get it back up pretty quick.
After the incompletion, clock stops with 3:35 remaining here in the first half. 2nd down and 15. Barrier under pressure. Sets it off to Cunningham.
Wow.
Catches it at the 40. Keeps his balance.
Ball's on the turf.
But ball is on the turf.
My word.
And that is going to be the second turnover of the evening for the Panthers.
Well, second time we've seen it tonight. I mean, we talked about the Panthers and not having the turnovers. They've had 2 up until this point, and now they've got 2 here against the Bucs. Both similar situations. And again, the Buccaneers defenders, the play's not over. They're scratching and clawing for that football, and we saw it again right there. The strip and put on the turf, and they were able to recover.
35 yards on the pass and catch. And then the fumble backed it up to the Buccaneer 18, which is where the Panthers the Buccaneers will set up with 3:23 remaining here in the first half. Fakes the handoff. Peralt keeping it himself, trying to get out of it, but is only going to be able to pick up a yard, it appears. We'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Kind of looked like a busted play as he had hung out the ball, but the running back had already taken off.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a little bit something different there and had to try to make something out of it, but they actually gave him 2 on it. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
6 carries, 29 yards for Jacoby Peralt. 2nd down and 8. Peralt will be out of the gun. 2 receivers to the far side, sends a man in motion, coming to the near side. Fakes the toss, is going to be thrown up.
That was dangerous. It's caught.
Nah,
Wait, was it?
Hit off the turf.
I didn't even see it from his back was turned, but he just kind of threw it up, and it was a dangerous pass.
Couldn't tell if somebody got a paw on it or if it was just a wounded duck. Nonetheless, ball falls to the turf, stops the clock with 2:27, and 3rd down and 8.
I should have made this game our wild card in the pick'ems this week. Made people pick the scores on hit. Looking at some of the scores, we'll go over them in halftime, but
Boy, Hampshire Fournette is having a fantastic season.
That they are. We're going to keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me refresh my screen here so we can go over maybe some of these scores.
Want to thank real quick Jerry Seafood for being the sponsor here of the second quarter. 136 County Dock Road in Anahuac. You can reach them at 409-355-2243. Jerry's Seafood.
I don't think that's correct. It says first quarter at Port Arthur Memorial, showing 14-0, leading Goose Creek. Dayton trailing Port Neches Grove. That's on our pick'ems this week. I picked Dayton to actually pull that one away. A lot of football to be played in the second quarter there. Vider is trailing Lumberton 27-7. I think we're pretty much expect that. Lumberton's got a great football team this year, and as you said, Hampshire Fournette all over Hardin Jefferson 40-0. And
I don't think that's right because I saw that yep, there it goes. It just changed again.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you've got fans updating scores and there's conflicting information when it gets updated. But in the second quarter, it says West Orange Starkville Bridge City 21-0.
District games playing tomorrow, I'm assuming.
No, they started this week. Yeah.
So let's try this again. 3rd down and 8. Peralt rolling left, looking downfield, under pressure, and it's not going to get away this time. In fact, he's going to get taken down all the way back to the 8-yard line. Tag teaming on the sack. Tyler Kelly in along with Jonathan Cooper. So 4th down and long after the loss of 10. High snap on Buccaneers' last attempt. This one was not. Nice punt is going to be fair, caught at the 40. And it looks like they're going to mark it at the 41. Nonetheless, going to be in Buccaneer territory with buck 41 remaining here in the first half. 1 timeout for the Panthers.
Plenty of time, I mean, in pretty good field position for the Panthers to try and get a score here before they go into the locker room.
So sending 2 receivers to the near side. It's Bailey and Cunningham. Corbett, the lone setback, is going to give him the inside carry. He's only going to get to about the 40. Give him a pickup of 1, brings up 2nd down and 9.
Like I said, Anahuac's got 1 timeout remaining. And so does these Chambers. I didn't take them off the board, but 1:20 now left on the clock for the first half.
Out of the gun, it's Barrier. Fakes the handoff to Delo. Looking downfield, was trying to set up the screen to Corbett, and he's just going to have to get rid of it under immense pressure from the Buccaneer defense. Is going to bring up 3rd down and 9 and stops the clock with 59 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, just very well covered by the Bucs secondary downfield, and we didn't get a chance to really talk about that secondary, but Jacoby Peralt, part of it, as playing that safety position. You know, they've got a good coverage there amongst their cornerbacks and their safeties, and you saw it just there as Brady just had nowhere to go with the football, and I think there's a flag. There is one on the far sideline as 2nd down and 15. I don't know what the 5-yard penalty.
That's a loss of down. So it's still going to be 3rd down, but it's going to be a loss at 10 also.
What was the call?
Intentional grounding.
There wasn't a receiver really in the vicinity, and I'm not really going to argue with that call.
So it's going to be 3rd down.
Yep.
3rd down and 19. Four wide from the far hash. Barrier fakes the handoff, looking downfield, going for Cunningham. Cunningham is going to jump up, make the catch, stays on his feet, inside the 10, knocked out of bounds at the 9.
Well, he held on to the football, made up for that fumble, strip fumble that he had here on the near side for that big play earlier. And now they're inside the Buccaneer 10.
40-yard pass and catch for Barrier to Cunningham.
Just amazing to me how Cunningham is able to adjust and get his body turned around to make those kind of catches. As it looks like we might have another penalty marker on the field.
Well, he has his hat off. All right, they're calling it a catch. 1st and goal from the Buccaneer 8. With 50 seconds and counting here in the first half.
Now let's see if with the Anahuac Panthers can come up with a fate of their own, but they're coming under center, so we'll see a scat play here.
Pitch left, Landon trying to get the edge, leaps, is going to get down to about the 3. Pick up a 4, 30 seconds remaining. 2nd down and goal.
Clock continuing to run.
Barrier under center. Pitch right this time. De La trying to get into the end zone, and does. From 3 yards out, it's Thomas De La punching it to pay dirt.
So great job. It was great play calling there, actually getting to the line there after that first run by Corbett and then going to Dello to punch it in for 6. Definitely knocked some seconds off, and we're down to 17 now. And it's not going to give the Bucks much time to work with before we go into halftime.
Swinging gate formation. Barrier.
And there's that fade.
Going to the fade to Coates. And that's 3 two-point conversions in a row. Head coach Greg Neese is pumped up on the sidelines, and so is the fans here in Anahuac. With 17 seconds remaining in the first half, the Panthers extend their lead 31-13. Back after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
From custom processing, professional guided hunts, hide tanning, and gator merchandise, Porter's Processing and Alligator Farm offers a personal experience like no other. Locally owned and operated in Anahuac, Texas since 1987, Porter's has been Southeast Texas' premier choice for any hunting adventure need. Now offering full-service processing of gator, deer, beef, hogs, and other wild game. Make Porter's Processing this hunting season's one-stop shop. Visit them today at portersprocessing.com or call 409-267-8413.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Anahuac Sports Live. I want to apologize again for the computer crash earlier. Had a blue screen in front of me, and it got really, really scary there for a moment. But we're able to restart. We're back up and running. We appreciate everybody going on to our socials and sharing the new link. Be sure to let everybody know that we are back up for the final seconds of the first half here as the Panthers are leading at 31-13 over the East Chambers Buccaneers.
Cabrera gets under it, end over end, falling at the 19, across the 25. Well, got to the 25, trying to get the edge.
Speed.
It does. Is only going to pick up another yard.
There's Campbell again.
There's Bryson Campbell making his mark on this ball game tonight.
Definitely is. That's the third time we've called his name, or maybe even the fourth.
6 plays, 41 yards, $124 off the clock. And with 10 seconds remaining here in the first half, it was a 3-yard Thomas DeLo rush with the 2-point conversion from Barrier to Coates in the fading it up to the right side of the end zone, extending the lead 31-13 on your turkey shoot scoreboard. It is Peralt out of the gun, 3 wide, 10 seconds. Unloads, has a man, hook and ladder play, which has worked well for Anahuac this year, is going to end up being a pickup at 12. Will move the chains for a first down.
Well, definitely, they're going to definitely take a big shot down the field here. And a timeout being called by Anahuac, actually.
Looks like you got some more scores there.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep it here. Let me refresh the screen just to make sure, as we'll go over some more of them during the Wilcox Drugstore halftime show here momentarily. A lot of halftime festivities going to be happening tonight, as it is homecoming for Anahuac. We've got the homecoming court, so we'll be covering all that definitely during halftime, so stick around for that. Want to give a shout out to the AMS cheerleaders that have given away the 300 rally towels that we've been promising over the last few weeks here in Anahuac for homecoming night. And so a special thank you to Brittany Sagne and the Anahuac Middle School cheerleaders for helping us out with that tonight. As we're getting ready for the final 4 seconds, and you can expect for Peralt to take a big shot downfield here. Look for his favorite target.
They have a couple speedsters, as you were saying, Peyton Anderson and Darius Green. Green, who's been able to create some good separation in the ball game.
Well, he definitely has, and I mean, Anderson, that's the one to watch here.
Puts the ball on the turf. Peralt under pressure, rolling to his right, unloads downfield, is going to connect with Anderson. There's going to be a flag down, so depending on who the penalty is on, if it's on the defense, there will be an unplayed down.
Yeah, there will be.
Or untimed down.
I think that was a little bit of a late hit on the sideline down here as we're waiting for the call.
It's going to be a 15-yard completion to Anderson. Anderson has 77 receiving yards on 5 receptions. So we'll see. It looks like they're still talking about it. There was a flag here on the near side and a flag back in the secondary.
They're still talking it over.
Rules expert Ray Parkinson, unsure of
face mask
call.
And it is a face mask against the Panthers, so there will be another play.
Yeah, so they're going to mark that off.
Oof.
So they're going to be if they're marking it from the 40, that's going to put it at the 25.
Well, and we've seen, we've seen the fade pass from both the Anahuac Panthers and the Buccaneers in this football game, and placing the ball at the 25. They've got enough leg on their kicker. They could try a field goal here.
Let's see. So they're going to mark it at the 30.
Okay.
So
they
marked it from the 45 to the 30. And this will be the last play of the first half. An untimed down. Peralt rolling left, under pressure from Coates, is going to lob it to the end zone, has a man,
Picked
and
off.
It is going to be intercepted.
It's
Javion West with the interception, and that will do it for the half, where the Panthers have looked all the part, leading 31-13. We'll be back with the homecoming festivities on the Wilcox Drugstore halftime show after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
Anahuac Sports Live is brought to you by Anahuac Florist, Anahuac National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, Capital Farm Credit, Community Christian Fellowship Church, Chambers County Abstract Company, Coastal Field Services LLC, Four Corner Tires, Gator Garage, Jerry Seafood Incorporated, Julia Luna Real Estate, K-Max Services, Porter's Wild Game Processing and Alligator Farm, Rebecca Lynn Photography, Amber Villarreal, Insurance Agent with State Farm, Third Coast Martial Arts, the Oak Island Double Bayou VFD Turkey Shoot, Swanky Insurance Agency, Title Services Incorporated, Trinity Bay RV Park and Lodging, Turan Lawn Care, Hillary Auto, Insurance Agent with Texas Farm Bureau, Turn 2 Specialty Companies, and Wilcox Drugstore in Anahuac. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Anahuac Sports Live. We are at the Wilcox Drugstore halftime show here at Homecoming for the Swamp Bowl. We will be bringing to you all of the homecoming court and the different recognitions that will be happening down on the field. If you didn't tune in earlier to our first broadcast before we got interrupted, both bands will be playing tomorrow at P&G for their UIL marching contest. So best of luck to the Buccaneer Band and the Pride of Anahuac tomorrow as they travel to P&G for their marching contests. They will not be performing here for halftime. If you want to go back and watch those performances, we did that in the pre-game, as you can call it, in the very first broadcast, and that's up on our YouTube page. Shout out to Brandy Harding for the kind words. We appreciate you being very patient with us, Brandy, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to all of you for coming back and watching Anahuac Sports Live. We appreciate every single one of you as we go down to the field for all of the Swamp Ball homecoming festivities here at Kyle White Stadium.
And welcome parents, family, friends, and faculty to the 2022 Anahuac Homecoming. Is Miss Callie Henneke. Callie is the daughter of Cullen and Brandy Henneke. She has one brother, Brooks. Miss Henneke participates in the sports volleyball, basketball, and softball. She is also a member of the student council. After graduating, Callie plans to attend college out of state and get a law degree.
Is Mr. Bladen Josephson. He is the son of Ted and Cindy DeLeo and Haley DeLeo. Bladen is the brother of Ava, Paxton, Kira, Emma, and Everly. Bladen plays both football and baseball. He's a member of the chess club. Shout out to Mr. Armstrong. Bladen is also a Panther midsection leader. Mr. Josephson plans to play baseball at Sam University while furthering his education in engineering.
Our sophomore Duchess is Miss Michaela Kelly. She is a daughter of Kevin and Michelle Kelly. Michaela is sister to Cody, Colt, Tyler, Callie, Kylie, Kinley, and Cutter. Michaela is an athletic trainer and a member of Anahuac FFA. She also shows goats at the Youth Project Show. Miss Kelly's future plans are to graduate with a nursing degree and work in the labor and delivery department.
Our junior Duke is Mr. Casey Amar Evans. He is the son of Michael and Teresa Evans. Casey has two brothers, Keandre and Lorenzo, and two sisters, Talia and Dakota. Mr. Evans plays football, basketball, and runs track. He is also a member of the Black History Club. Casey's future plans are to pursue his dreams of going D1 playing football at Texas A&M. His plan B is to make plan A work. Casey's motto is, anything is possible with Christ.
Our junior Duchess is Miss Zoe Moore. She is the daughter of Primus and Afton Moore. Zoe has one brother, Zion. Miss Moore plays varsity volleyball, varsity basketball, and runs varsity track. She was honored as first team all-district as a sophomore in volleyball and is a two-time regional qualifier in track. Zoe is a two-time All-American, 3-year member of the cheerleading squad. She is a member of Leo Club and the Black History Club. Miss Moore intends to go to college for a pre-med degree and go on to receive her doctorate so she can pursue her dream of becoming a pediatrician. Our first homecoming king candidate is Mr. Ray Daniel Campa. He is the son of Reynold and Veronica Campa. Ray is the brother to Gilliana, Kareem, Alyssa, and Matthew. Mr. Campa is an accomplished member of the Pride of Anahuac Marching Band as section leader. He is a member of National Honor Society, Spanish Club, Leo Club, and Student Council. Ray is also a part of the Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, a catechism teacher aide, and involved with OLCYN. Mr. Campa's future plans are to attend Lamar University to pursue a degree in engineering. Our first Queen candidate is Miss Abril Alberto. She is the daughter of Pedro and Rosie Alberto. Abril is the younger sister to Isabella and Eduardo. Miss Alberto is the captain of the girls' soccer team, as well as second lieutenant of the Pantherettes. She is a former cross-country MVP, a member of the Pride of Anahuac, treasurer of National Honor Society, member of Student Council, Mu Alpha Theta, and the Black History Club. After high school, Miss Alberto plans to attend a 4-year university to become a registered nurse and work towards becoming a doctor of nursing practice, all while continuing her soccer career. Our next King candidate is Mr. Jonathan Cooper. He is the son of Dwayne and Jonna Cooper. He has one brother, Josh. Mr. Cooper is a captain and 4-year starter on the varsity football team. He plays on the varsity baseball team and is on the varsity track team. He is also a member of the Anahuac FFA. Mr. Cooper's plans after high school is to go to college, play football, and have a career as a football player. Our next Queen candidate is Miss Madison Cooper. She is the daughter of Renee and Carrie Sherrill. Madison has one sister, Kayla. Miss Cooper is on the varsity volleyball team and on the varsity track team. She is captain of the cheerleading squad and is an All-American cheerleader. Madison is a member of the National Honor Society. Miss Cooper plans to go to Glenn College next fall to obtain a degree in radiology and become an MRI technician. Our next King candidate is Mr. Eric Christian Muniz. He is the son of Eduardo and Gloria Muniz. Eric is the younger brother of Emmanuel and Eduardo. Mr. Muniz is a member of the Spanish Club, Leo Club, Black History Club, the Beautification Committee, and is a Pantherette Honor Guard. Mr. Muniz will continue his education through Lee College and major in process technology. Our next Queen candidate is Miss Kelly Galindo. She is the daughter of Mrs. Elena Morales. Kelly has one sister, Casey. Miss Galindo is a member of the Pride of Anahuac, the Secretary for National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Student Council, Spanish Club, Leo Club, Black History Club, the Beautification Committee, and is captain of the Pantherettes and plays on the varsity soccer team. Miss Galindo will attend Lamar University when she graduates from high school and major in accounting. Our final King candidate is Mr. Maurice Sullivan Wright. Maurice is the son of Miss Darlene Wright and grandparents Mr. Richard and Mrs. Linda Smith. Maurice is a senior at Anahuac High School and attends Bright Light Church of Anahuac. Maurice enjoys spending time with family, welding classes, martial arts training, and researching military history. Mr. Wright plans to attend UTI and MMI Technical School for a welding certification. Our final Queen candidate is Miss Josie Deanne Stainer. She is the daughter of Keith and Julie Stainer. Josie is sister feature to Travis, Trevor, Ashton, Jesse, and JC. Miss Stainer is a member of the Pride of Anahuac Marching Band, Varsity Powerlifting, where she is a 3-time regional qualifier, has been an athletic trainer, on student council, the Pantherettes, varsity track, varsity soccer, and FFA. Miss Stainer may join the Navy after high school and then pursue a bachelor's degree in zoology. Our crown bearer this evening is Mr. Cornelius Brown Jr. He is the pride and joy of Cornelius and Antoinette Brown. CJ has one brother, Cashton. His favorite games are playing Roblox and cards with Mommy. He enjoys playing sports and swimming. His favorite food is pizza and ice cream. In the future, Cornelius Jr. wants to become a coach, just like his dad. Our flower girl is Miss Lakin Bellamy Thompson. She is the pride and joy of Zach and Brianna Thompson. Lakin has 2 brothers, Bays and Cove. Lakin's favorite activities are cheerleading on Saturday mornings, church with Harper, and hugging strangers. She loves cheese, tutus, Barbies, unicorns, and center time in Mrs. Hargis's class. In the future, Lakin plans to graduate kindergarten next year and be able to do her own ponytails. We want to welcome back our very own Canyon Cook. Miss Cook was our homecoming queen last year, and she is doing the honor of helping crown the new queen. And now, for the moment we have all been waiting for. Your 2022 homecoming king and 22 homecoming queen is Ray Campa and Madison Cooper. Thank you all for coming tonight, and we are honored you came to the 2022 Anahuac Homecoming.
Since 1948, Wilcox Drugstore has been the Anahuac area's most experienced and trusted pharmacy. Continuing its long-lasting reputation for personal attention to all your medical needs, Wilcox Drugstore offers counsel, refills, transfers, compounding, flu shots, and delivery. Visit pharmacist Dave Wilcox and his experienced staff today at 1208 Miller Street in Anahuac or call 409-267-6141. Wilcox Drugstore, delivering solutions, delivering confidence.
Alex Outram, Trent Hart, Terry Fortenberry back here at the half, where Anahuac leads East Chambers 31-13 in the 2022 Swamp Bowl homecoming here, as you all got to witness the festivities going on during halftime here. But looking over just the first half of the game, boy, a tale of 2 different quarters, where the first quarter got off to a little bit of a rocky start for the Panthers, but really the second quarter they were able to put the pedal to the metal and really bust open this ball game.
Well, it seemed like on both first possessions of the football game that the East Chambers was going to really come in and play hard-nosed football, which they have. Both teams have, but the Anahuac Panthers able to get their feet underneath them and actually pull a little bit away. Still a lot of football to be played here at Kyle Stadium, but the Anahuac Panthers able to, really get the momentum in their way, especially with that interception in the end zone by Javion West right before we went in to the locker room.
No, absolutely. And, head coach Greg Neese had talked about it on the pregame interview where he was trying not to jinx himself about the turnovers. And tonight, 2 turnovers by the Panthers, both on pretty lengthy pass receptions.
Yeah, I mean, the Panther defense, I mean, they've been caught a little bit on their heels. You saw a couple of big passes, when Jacoby Peralta is able to set his feet and really rear back and chunk that football. They've got the weapons to throw to, and we talked about it in the pregame and through the first half. And, offensively, the Panthers, they've really committed to the run here tonight, and I've been very pleasantly surprised to see that. The passing game is still there for them, and but the run game and especially using old number 7 back on the turf has definitely improved their odds here against a very good East Chambers team.
Absolutely. Landon Corbett really taking advantage in the first half as he ended up with 73 yards on 15 carries, being the workhorse for the Panthers. He also had a touchdown from 3 yards out. Thomas Dalo had 4 carries for 25 yards and ended up with a touchdown. Brady Barrier had a quarterback sneak for 8 yards. Through the air, it was Barrier going 10 of 14 for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. 1 touchdown to Robert Bailey and 1 touchdown to Quandre Coates, his 2 favorite not including Cunningham, but 2 out of his 3 favorite targets so far this year.
And they definitely have. I mean, unfortunately for Quandre had that strip fumble down here on the near side, making up for it there with that big pass over the middle to get in for the touchdown. And then you turn around and you got Talon Cunningham doing almost a mirror image of that strip fumble going the other way. Same thing on the near sideline, and then making up for it for a big catch inside the 10 as we were getting close to the end of the second quarter there. It was just, like I said, the momentum is definitely in the Anahuac Panthers' favor at the moment, but don't count out this East Chambers team. They're very, very talented, and they're going to come out, make their own adjustments, just like the Panthers are going to do. And we're in for a really good football game for the remainder of the second half.
Yeah, Quandre, 3 receptions for 27 yards, including a touchdown. Robert Bailey, 3 receptions for 71 yards, including a touchdown. 4 receptions for Talon Cunningham for 104 yards, including a 40-yard reception and a 35-yard reception for the receiving for the Panthers tonight. Looking over at East Chambers, Hayden Reeves, 4 rushes for 12 yards. Jacoby Peralta with 7 rushes for 19, including a touchdown. He did take a pretty big loss on a 10-yard sack. Jaden Thibodeau had 2 rushes for 33 yards. Through the air, it was 7 of 12 for 102 yards, a touchdown, and an interception for Jacoby Peralta. Of course, that interception going to Javion West in the last play of the first half for the Buccaneers. Peyton Anderson has 77 yards on 5 receptions. Darius Green has 25 on 3 receptions and a touchdown. 4 penalties for East Chambers for 35 yards. Penalties, a bugaboo for the Panthers once more. 6 penalties, 55 yards.
Well, last week they had, 6 penalties for right around the same yardage, and to have that in the first half of this football game is, it's just, it's a constant for this team, and we beat it over the head. The coaches know it, we know it, the fans know it, everybody knows it. You can't make penalties in big games like this and expect to come out and win. Fortunately for the Panthers, they're leading here at the half. But, coming out in the second half, they've got to limit those penalties, especially the ones that are useless, the personal fouls, the face mask. I mean, they've got to stop if they want to be successful.
Scoring drives for the Panthers in the first half. It opened up 9 plays, took 4:13 off the clock, and went 68 yards. It was a Landon Corbett pitch to the right side as he walked in from 3 yards, and it was Cabrera putting up the point after to make it 7-7. The second straight drive after that, they went 5 plays, 45 yards, 77 yards. It was a 49-yard pass and catch from Barrier to Bailey. The 2-point conversion was good by Thomas DeLao. Again, turnover on downs. Anahuac takes over at the Buccaneer 30. They go 5 plays once more, this time taking 3:38 off the clock, driving 30 yards, a 17-yard pass from Barrier to Coates on 4th down, and 2-point conversion again was good from Thomas DeLao. Last scoring drive of the first half started at the East Chambers 41. That was with 1:41 left in the fourth. They went 6 plays, drove that 41 yards, took 1:24 off the clock. It was a 3-yard Thomas DeLao rush off the right side. This time the 2-point conversion was good from Barrier to Coates on the fade to the back of the end zone on the right side, and Coates was able to go up and get it, leading to the 31 points. Off a turnover, East Chambers started their first drive from their own 37. They drove 5 plays, 63 yards, took 2:29 off the clock. It was Peralt to Green with the Avila point after, as East Chambers started their scoring 7-0. Then it wasn't again until the second quarter. They drove 6 plays, 71 yards, took 3:40 off the clock, and that was a Peralt rushing touchdown. The point after this time was no good, and that takes you to your score, as it is the Panthers leading the Bucks 31-13 here in the 2022 Swamp Bowl.
Well, some scores around the area. Goose Creek Memorial trailing Port Arthur Memorial. No surprise there, 35-6 in the fourth quarter. Third quarter in Port Neches Groves, as Port Neches is leading Dayton 27-14. Still a fairly close football game there. Hoping Dayton can pull that one out for my pick'em's sake. Vider trailing Lumberton 27-7 in the third. Hampshire Finette all over Hardin Jefferson, still 40-0 in the third quarter. West Orange Stark taking care of business against Bridge City 33-0. Kirbyville and Cleveland, a game that we're watching pretty closely. Kirbyville currently leading that on the road in Tarkington, 38-28. They're in the third quarter. Hardin and Orangefield. Hardin, no surprise there, 47-0 in the third. Woodville all over Huntington, 56-12 in their fourth quarter. It has gone final in Newton, where they have destroyed Trinity 72-6. And then there is Deweyville at Comus Neal, where Comus Neal is edging them out 28-24. And for my pick'em's sake, I'm hoping that Deweyville can pull up something there. And if you haven't been over to our Facebook page, we do a pick'em's every week. We're giving away a rally towel each and every week for the one that wins. And at the end, whoever wins the most pick'em's will get a choice of what they want off of the merch store. With that, and a minute to go here left in the homecoming halftime and Wilcox Drugstore halftime show, Alex, what do you think that the East Chambers Buccaneers are going to come out with coming into this second half?
Well, they really had some success with the running game. I feel like they maybe went away from that too quickly. They do have time to get back into this ball game. The Panthers have to continue to play the defense that they've been playing. They were able to get a lot of pressure on Peralt. You saw him have to make some pretty athletic moves to get out of some sacks. Yep. But, the Panthers cannot take their foot off the gas.
No,
they have to stay on it. They have to put pressure on this team. This is the team who has led this district for many years, and it's going to take a lot for them to get knocked off.
Well, as you said, the success of East Chambers is definitely not in question. They've been able to take care of business. Anahuac not being able to defeat them since 2016, Alex. So this is a huge game, not only for Anahuac. It's a rivalry game. That's why we're calling it the Swamp Bowl. Like a lot of people were asking why we're doing it that way. But, I mean, it's something that I've been mulling over for the last few years of what to call it. I mean, you know, their first meeting was in 1949. So the history between these two teams, it goes deep. The East Chambers Buccaneers leading the series. I think it's 31, 27, and 2 ties. So it's just it's a great rivalry. I mean, if you're a fan of football, you like to see these types of games.
No, absolutely. As the teams have taken the field, the Panthers won the toss and received, so they are kicking off here in this third quarter. Teeing it up for the Panthers, Fernando Cabrera. The senior. And we are set to go 3 back for the Buccaneers. Cabrera's pretty consistently been putting it around the 15 or the 20. We'll see how aggressive Greg Neese wants to get out of halftime. He does kick it off. It's going to come down to about the 31. Looked like he stepped out of bounds about the 30. Marked out of bounds at the 40.
I want to give a quick shout out to Juan Perez donating to the channel, saying thanks for keeping up with the good job, and we appreciate Juan for your donation and for tuning in to Anahuac Sports Live so often like you do.
Let us know where you're tuning in from.
Definitely.
Peralt out of the gun, first down and 10 from their own 40. Handoff is going to go straight up the gut, but the Panthers have it clogged. Getting back to the line of scrimmage will bring up second down and 10. Last off of the pile on that one was Thibodeau. Jonathan Cooper on the stop. 3 rushes, 33 yards for Thibodeau. Second down and 10. 2 receivers to the far side. Buccaneers moving left to right under pressure, gets it off, and playing center field is Javion West.
For his second
across
interception.
The 40, 45, across midfield, back into Buccaneer territory, across the 30, down the sideline he goes, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that is where the Panthers will set up shop for their first possession of the second half.
And Javion West with his second interception of the game, ending the first half with a great interception into the end zone, and now with a huge play again here early in the second half, he gets it down into Buccaneers territory as we've got the Anahuac Panthers and that momentum, as you say, the old man Mo, going in their favor.
Is that his 5th interception of this year?
5th interception on the year for Javion West.
Boy, the secondary for the Panthers have been on fire with some interceptions. Toss right, Corbett following his blocks across the 20 down to the 18. Pickup of 7. Give him 8. I was right the first time. Give him 7.
Now it's 8. They've got it. The sideline judge down there.
Left side this time. Corbett's going to pick up the first down as he's going to get to the 15. Give him the 14. 84 yards, 17 on 17 carries. First down and 10 from the 14. Inside the Buccaneer red zone. 10:30 and counting here in the third quarter. Trying to get the right play call in. 18 seconds on the play clock. Barrier comes under center. 3 wide. Anahuac moving right to left. Handoff is going to go to Corbett. He's not going to have much room, but it does look like he's going to be able to pick up one. We'll bring up 2nd down and 9. $85 yards on 18 carries for Landon Corbett. 2nd down and 9 from the Buccaneer 18. Same formation, 3 wide, 1 to the near side. It's Cunningham. Looking for Cunningham, and that play was not the play it was supposed to be. They were trying to fade it to Cunningham. He threw it outside, and Landon Corbett is going to.
I thought he stepped out.
Thought he did too. He's finally going to get taken out of bounds.
I could have swore he stepped out. The side ref, he was trying to catch up with it, so I don't think he saw it.
So it looked like Cunningham was going for a crossing pattern, and looked like Barrier was going to a fade to the left side of the end zone, and they just miscommunicated there. Peralt just had easy pickings, and just like that, the Bucs are back in business.
Well, there was definitely the miscommunication, or at least the receivers didn't quite have the routes that Brady was looking for, and as a result, Jacoby Peralt with his first interception on the night and getting it back into Anahuac territory.
First time that East Chambers has started a drive in Anahuac territory. Peralt out of the gun. Sends Anderson in motion. He's going to get it, and he's going to get stopped in the backfield.
Garrett Dye in the backfield with a tackle for the loss.
It's going to be a loss of 5 for Anderson.
I'll tell you what, the Anahuac Panther defense definitely fired up coming into this second half. An interception and now a big tackle for a loss. And I said it right this time on Dye's name. I'm not going to mention the other one. Not going to do it tonight. As much as I like you, Kate. Oh, look there, I did it. 2nd down and 15, Peralt. Trying to set up the screen. It's going to be caught at the 50, 45. Still on his feet.
No
whistle.
Going to get the 44.
Well, I didn't hear a whistle anyway.
I didn't either.
I think my mic battery has gone dead up there. Let us know how the crowd mic sounds, if you would, please, in the chat.
So it went to Thibodeau. Pick up a 6.
That's the problem. Never mind. It sounds good now.
3rd down and 9. Under pressure. Rolling. Unloading. And it's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, as trying to catch that one was Gerald Smith.
Well, I thought 4 down territory, but it looks like East Chambers is going to sit on their punting unit. Did a fake punt last time out.
See here. But on that fake punt, the punter ended up being Peralt.
Right.
It does look like they have the regular punter here. 4th down and 9. Cunningham back deep for the Panthers. Rugby style kick. Good kick. It's going to be fair caught at the 15. So with 7:45 remaining here in the third quarter.
Shout out to Jim Tizeno. I hope I'm saying that right, Jimbo. Watching all the way from New Braunfels, Texas. Thanks for joining us, Jimbo.
So Panther offense back on the field. Barrier's going to come under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Corbett and DeLo. Toss. DeLo trying to find the corner, is not going to get there. He's going to end up picking up, we'll see where they spot it. He's going to pick up 1 or 2. We'll bring up 2nd down and long. Give him a pickup of 2.
Give him 2.
So 2nd down and 8. 7:24 and counting here in the third quarter.
You think we're having a hard time looking all the way across the field for the spot now. Wait till we get in Buena where we got a flag, or we got a light pole right in the middle of the 50-yard line.
Do remember that. High snap, handoff, Corbett cuts it inside, then goes outside. It's going to fall forward to about the 20. It's going to be a pickup at 3. We'll bring up third down and 5. 88 yards on 19 carries as we have it. Third down and 5. Both defenses have seemed to settle down at the half.
Well, don't take a timeout at this point.
Still 22 seconds on the play clock.
That's what I was looking at. As I think there was a little miscommunication between Coach Neese and his freshman quarterback.
3 wide to the near side. Anahuac moving left to right. Middle of the field. Quick toss. Bailey bounced up, intercepted, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Who else? Jacoby Peralt with back-to-back interceptions.
You know, Brady only coming in this game with 1 interception, has thrown 2 here tonight.
Came in with 1 fumble.
Right.
Leaving with 2. So the pick 6 makes the score 31-19. Avila in to tack on the point after. Snap is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 6:12 remaining in the third quarter, the Bucs strike back on defense this time. They tack on a touchdown. They cut the deficit to 11, 31-20. Back after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
Building a new home? Does your driveway need that long overdue facelift? Or are you just looking to finally get your lot cleared and ready to build something great? Look no further and trust the locally owned and operated professionals at Title Services Incorporated. No need to hire multiple contractors. Title Services does all phases of residential and commercial land clearing, house pads, ponds, dirt and rock delivery, and demolition. Call for a free estimate, 409-267-1057, or visit them on Facebook at Title Services, Inc.
Alex Outram, Trent Hart, Terry Fortenberry back from Kyle White Stadium, where the Buccaneers, after a Peralt pick 6, cut the deficit to within 11 on your turkey shoot scoreboard.
Got to be looking for the onside kick here, Alex. No, not quite.
Pooch is going to be fair caught by Corbett at the 30. And just like that, with 6:12 remaining in the third quarter, this is the third Anahuac possession of the second half.
Well, the Panthers, I feel like they've got to get back to, running the football. They had some run plays when they started off here, well covered by the East Chambers Buccaneers defense. But I just feel like that you got to stick with it here and not try to force the football.
Barrier out of the gun, fakes the handoff, looking downfield, looking right, is going for Coates, and Coates is going to be tripped up, something fierce. Going to be pass interference. 15-yard variety will be first down and 10 from the 45.
I mean, it was
15-yard PI, right? Yeah.
It was definitely, he wasn't going to catch up to that kind of throw, but I mean, nonetheless, you can't make that kind of contact with a receiver and expect not to see a flag on it.
So that is the 5th penalty for 50 yards for the Buccaneers. First down and 10 from the Panther 45. Barrier, handoff, straight up Broadway. Corbett has room, hurdles a defender across midfield to the 45. That's going to be a pickup of 10, move the chains, first down.
What an athletic jump there by Corbett. And, I mean, heck, he got about 4 yards extra by doing it.
Quickly to the line, barrier, pitch left. Is going to be put on the turf, and there's going to be a scrum. I don't know who came up with it.
I think East Chambers has it.
Nope, they're going to say that Anahuac did recover it. I don't know how Landon got back on that ball.
I don't either. It looked like East Chambers was all over it, and that was number 88. If I can get to my sheet here, Derek Gaines, who was causing the havoc and trying to scramble for that football, but it looked like Corbett just didn't have a good handle on it and put it on the turf, and now they've got a second and long situation.
Loss of 4, second down and 14. Still in Buccaneer territory at their 49. Barrier under center. Lone setback is going to be an end and around, and coming around to 45-40 and being upended is going to get a big chunk of it back.
That's the first time we've seen Camden Wilson tonight. And I have a feeling that we're going to see him a little bit more here, as they kind of need that breakaway speed that Wilson has.
Got back 13 of the 15. Brings up third down and 2.
Wilson now lining up in the slot.
Cunningham to the near side, Coach to the far side. Lone setback Corbett is going to come around and get the ball. Faked as if he was going out. He's going to pick up more yardage. There's a flag that goes down at the 31, and it looks like it's going to be holding.
And that's exactly what it's going to be.
Boy, that was a perfect time to run that play, but the holding call is going to ruin it. So let's see, if they had it at the 31, put it back to the 41, that would bring up third down
and 4
and 6.
Wait. At the 41? If it's at 31.
Yeah, because it was third down and 2. Oh, third down and 6.
I know. Actually, at the 39. When you said the 41, I was like, wait a minute. But now it's at the 39. So you're right, third down and 6. Wait.
From the 41.
See, this is what I'm just going to stop
Not
trying
the 52.
I'm going to stop trying to do yardage lines, because apparently I am the worst at it.
Third down and 6 from the 41. Panthers trying to convert once more. Barrier rolling right under all sorts of pressure, gets it off, and then
forcing the football.
Ill-advised throw as he forced it into Bailey, and very lucky that pass was not intercepted, as it was in the hands of a Buccaneers defender.
Well, I was saying it. I mean, you just can't. That was just well covered, and throwing to the backside of your receiver like that really shows, you know, as much as we talk about Brady Barron, he's a great quarterback. You just can't force the football like that when it's covered like that into the backside of your receiver.
Boy, that was almost 3 straight interceptions on 3 straight pass attempts.
Well, wait a minute.
Fourth down. Panthers going for it. Barrier rolling right, looking downfield, unloads it to Bailey, and Bailey's going to be taken.
So no flag on that one. I guess it was just a trip up. So big fourth down play and defensive down for the Buccaneers. As with the clock
will stop at just 3:59. I like it. 3:59 remaining here in the third quarter. Panthers clinging to an 11-point lead, 31-20.
Super important for the Anahuac Panther defense to not let this high-powered East Chambers offense get down the field and into their territory.
3 possessions, 3 turnovers here in the second half.
Yeah, it's definitely not a stat you want to hear if you're an offensive coordinator.
First down and 10 from the Buccaneer 41. Peralt fakes the handoff, rolling left, looking downfield, under pressure, is breaking tackles and is going to be tackled, puts the ball on the turf,
They marked him down by contact,
They're
I think.
They're going to say he was down before the ball. There is laundry on the field, so we'll see.
I think there was a block in the back, if I'm not mistaken. Face mask against the Panthers.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty.
And here we go with the penalty yardage starting to stack up. And
70 yards on 7 penalties. So that'll put them into Panther territory. First down and 10 from the Panther 43. Panther defense is going to have to come up huge here. Peralt out of the gun. Handoff is going to go to Reeves straight up the middle, and he's not going to get too far. Reeves is going to get a pickup of 1. Brings up second down and 9.
Well, shout out Chris Hardy saying, "Let's go Panthers, class of 1992, watching all the way from Phoenix, Arizona." Thank you, Chris, for tuning in tonight.
Wanted to Robert Bailey in there making that tackle. Second down and 9 from the Panther 42. Anderson coming in motion. Peralt out of the gun. Fakes the handoff to Reeves. Rolling right. Has a man. It's going to be tipped away. Quandre Coates was able to get up there, get a paw on it, and knock it down to bring up third down and 9.
That was a great play and awareness there by Quandre to get a hand on it, because they had some blockers for the East Chambers setting up that screen. And, the pump fakes by Peralt definitely didn't get the Panthers to bite on it, as they'll bring up a huge third down.
So like you said earlier, when we were kind of surprised about the Buccaneers not going for it, this definitely could be fourth down territory here as we get later into the third quarter.
At least it should be.
Down by 2 scores. One second on the game clock. Low snap is on the turf. Peralta is able to come up with it. Rolling right is going to cut it up the field and is going to be short of the third down, or short of the first down. It's going to be a pickup of 4. Will be fourth down.
Well, definitely in fourth down territory now. And what great athleticism shown there by Peralt to scramble out of that. Definitely took some breath out of him as he's breathing a little heavy. But
just the stop and go that he's able to do, cutbacks, different things like that. We're going to have referee timeout. Clock is stopped with 2:01 remaining here in the third quarter. Fourth down and 5, and what could be a big play here late in the third quarter.
So not sure what the discussion was down on the field. Basically gave Peralt the breather that he needed.
Fourth down and 5 from the Panther 38. Peralt out of the gun, rolling left. Under pressure from Coates. Didn't see him on the backside, and he is going to be down.
And that's a huge defensive play that the Anahuac Panthers were looking for, as Jacoby Peralt unable to get anything out of that one. And
he had no idea Coates was coming from the blind side.
No, he didn't.
What a great play by Quandre Coates. Turnover on downs for the Bucks. And the Panthers will take over at their own 48-yard line. not too often in a high school football game you see 7 possessions in one quarter.
Got that right.
So we'll go from the center of the field, 2 receivers to the near side. That's Cunningham and Bailey. Corbett's going to get it straight up Broadway. Finding his way forward, is going to pick up 5. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Make it 6. 2nd down and 4. 100 yards on 22 carries for Landon Corbett as I have it.
I'll tell you what, if you're tuning into the game over the week over there in East Southeast Texas, the Vider Lumberton game, come over here to Anahuac Sports Live. You're missing a great one as we wind down the final minute here in the 3rd quarter. Swamp Bowl 2022.
2nd down and 4. 2 receivers to the far side now. 2 backs. It's going to go to the
Great
last
fake.
back throw. It's Delo. 1 man to beat. He's going to get taken down, but he's going to get the 1st down and more from at the 31.
A great hard run there by Delo. I mean, really, the fake out is what just made that play worth the while, and he found the hole and just made a great downhill run.
Toss left.
Ball start.
4th false start of the 2nd half for the Panthers. 8 penalties, 75 yards.
We're not going to talk about penalties in the postgame, Alex. Let's just not do it. Making a commitment right now to not talk about penalties in the postgame show.
6 carries, 43 yards.
Of course, I'm going to break it.
Courtney, Lacey, Stacy, and Tamara, the Turtle Road ladies, tuning in to the ball game tonight. Want to thank y'all. Corbett taking it around left side.
Got the penalty yardage back.
Gets the 5. Second down and 10 from the 32.
What do we got down on
That
the field
will
here?
be the
That is
last
okay.
play of the 3rd quarter. We invite you to stick around for the 4th and final quarter of action. It's Anahuac 31, East Chambers 20. Back after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
Want to escape to a relaxing destination on the Texas Gulf Coast? Trinity Bay RV and Lodging has just what you need. Nestled next to historic Fort Anahuac Park and less than an hour east of Houston, Trinity Bay RV and Lodging has everything for your next vacation, weekend getaway, or extended stay, offering daily, weekly, and monthly rates on 54 full hookup RV sites and 11 fully furnished cabins. Visit online today at trinitybayrvlodging.com or give them a call, 409-267-6774.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, you can donate to Anahuac Sports Live and get your shout out live on the air. Just go over and visit us at Venmo at Anahuac Sports Live, CashApp $, Anahuac Sports Live, or PayPal. You can see the link in the description of the video below, or scan the QR code on your screen. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in every week here on Anahuac Sports Live and all of our donors so that we can keep the broadcast coming to you each and every week.
Second down and 10. From the Buccaneer 32, fakes the pitch. Corbett, handoff, is going to pick up a couple. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Also a shout out to Jesse DeLong watching from Iowa, saying go Presley Mouton. From Aunt Jen.
Barrier coming to the sidelines, getting the play call from head coach Greg Neese.
Panthers definitely in their 4-down territory.
Absolutely. So you could really go for a run. You could do a pass here. 8 seconds on the play clock, and head coach Greg Neese has to call timeout.
We'll keep it here. I'm going to update some of the scores around the area. Port Arthur Memorial is in their 4th quarter, 63-13. Again, no surprise there as Port Arthur's got a very, very good football team. Dayton pulling ahead of Port Neches Grove and close to my point prediction, 28-7. It says the fourth quarter, but I think it might have gone final if I got an update correctly on my text messages. Lumberton beating Vider 41-14. It is final in Hardin-Jefferson, where Hampshire Finette has went over Hardin-Jefferson 61-0. West Orange Stark beating Bridge City 40-0.
Wanted to shout out Anahuac National Bank, who was the third quarter sponsor. 801 Ross Sterling here in Anahuac, 409-267-3106. Catch them on the web, anbank.net. Thanks to everybody over there at Anahuac National Bank.
Definitely a huge supporter here in the community, and we appreciate everybody at A&B.
3rd down and 8. Swing pass to Corbett is going to be dropped, and it's probably lucky that way because he had about 2 defenders who were aimed right at him.
Well, I think if he would have caught that pass, he'd have been hammered because there was 2 white jerseys just taking a beeline for him.
Don't see this too much, Trent. 5 straight incompletions from Brady Barrier.
Yeah, definitely out of character. But this is a big game. Probably one of the biggest games of his young career outside of the Orangefield game. But I mean, with it being homecoming and being such a rivalry game, I mean, this it doesn't get any bigger than this for the freshman quarterback.
Big play here for the Panthers. 4th down and 8. They're going to go 3 wide here to the near side. Bailey and Cunningham, far side Coates. Barrier sets back, looks left, goes right. Down the middle is going to be broken up. Peyton Anderson was able to break the pass up between Cunningham and Barrier, so that will be a turnover on downs.
A huge defensive stand there by the Bucks.
Hey, and you got to hand it to the Bucks defense.
Definitely do.
4 possessions for the Panthers in the second half went interception, pick 6, turnover on downs, turnover on downs.
Well, we've definitely seen a different defensive scheme, so they made their adjustments that they needed to in the locker room, and now they've just got to capitalize on offense.
EC takes over at their own 30. 1st down and 10. Peralta out of the gun. They've got trips to the far side and 1 to the near side. 8 seconds on the play clock. Trying to get it, the play call in. Peralta out of the gun. He's offset to his right. Far hash. Looking left. Going for Anderson. This jump ball is going to be intercepted. Javion West with his 3rd interception of the ball game.
Wow, what a game by Javion West.
Is that 6 or 8?
Was it 8?
No, that was 6.
I thought it was 6.
It was 6.
So it was Javion West for his 3rd interception, his 6th for the season.
We've got a timeout on the field. We're going to go ahead and take it with them as we'll continue with more after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
Field Services, Southeast Texas' go-to company for right-of-way mowing, land clearing, site preparation, industrial commercial herbicide application, and industrial commercial site ground maintenance. No matter what your property maintenance or clearing needs are, you can rely on the professionals at Coastal Field Services. For more information, call 832-900-9800 and visit them at coastalfieldservicesllc.com.
back here on Anahuac Sports Live as Peyton Anderson a little shooken up on that last play, so we hope that he is definitely okay, able to get back to the sideline on his own feet.
Javion West with his third interception of the ball game sets the Panthers up at their own 35-yard line. First down and 10. Lone setback is Landon Corbett. Pitch right. Corbett trying to get the edge, is going to not be able to get there. He is going to pick up some. They're going to give him 3. Brings up second down and 7.
I feel like that and I said it earlier in the third quarter, stick with the run here. Get back under center and run some scat plays and stick with Corbett. That's your workhorse. I know that he's coming off of a couple of, injuries that you have to be concerned about with him, but at this point in the football game, being fourth quarter, control the clock, get some time off of it, and stick with 7.
If you can get a nice sustained drive here, you can really drain the clock here in the fourth quarter. 2 setbacks. De La O, straight up Broadway, fighting his way forward. He's going to fight his way past the first down marker. First down and 10 after the pickup of 8.
Well, I just got through talking about handing the ball off to Corbett. De La O's having a great game himself.
7 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown, and 2 two-point conversions. Only 7 points put up here in the second half after 44 put up in the first.
Shout out James Rivia joining us from High Island. Little shot down the road.
First down and 10 from the Panther 46. Barrier back under center. Corbett's the lone setback. Handoff. Corbett breaks attack on the backfield across midfield. Going for the edge, 45-40. 35 is going to slide down in bounds. He's going to slide down in bounds, keep the clock running, and that'll move the chains.
A smart decision to slide there as a Buccaneer defender came right over the top of him, and I got kind of nervous there. He's kind of bent over a little bit, but moving the chains and the clock still running.
21 yards on the carry, 131 on 26 carries for Landon Corbett.
Definitely seeing spurts of the Landon Corbett of old tonight.
From the near hash, 2 receivers, Cunningham and De La O. Corbett, the lone setback. Handoff, right side, across the 30, across the 25, falling forward. He's going to get to the 25. That's going to be a pickup of 8. Brings up second down and 2. Exactly what you were talking about, Trent. Burn some clock. Use the running game to your advantage. Second down and 2, barrier under center. De La O and Corbett. Goes to De La O, right side, across the 20, falling forward into the East Chambers red zone. First down.
And no need to really to have the hurry up. But they're going to anyway.
8 more yards for De La O. 8 carries, 59 yards. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Pitch right, Corbett across the 15, across the 10, cuts back at the 5, reaches for the pylon. Touchdown, Panthers. From 17 yards out. Second touchdown of the day for Landon Corbett on his 28th carry.
You know, it's a job in itself trying to keep the spammers out of our chat.
Point after attempt kick is through and true. So with 8:09 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Panthers have answered back from the Buccaneers' pick 6. They tack on 7 more. Your new score, 38-20. Back after this on Anahuac Sports Live. Alex Outram, Trent Hart, Terry Fortenberry back here from Kyle White Stadium, where the Panthers have put up their first points of the second half and extend their lead back out to 18 with 8:09 remaining in the ballgame. Fernando Cabrera, straight pooch kick to the 30, is going to be met by a host of defenders at the 35, and that is where East Chambers will set up for their next possession here. It was a 65-yard drive that took 3:05 off the clock. Landon Corbett took a pitch right from 17 yards and fought his way all the way into the end zone. The point after was good. Your text was wrong. Your new score, 38-20 on your Turkey Shoot scoreboard, as PNG has taken the lead 35-28 late in the fourth quarter over Dayton.
Man. I'm trying to catch up in our pick'ems, Alex.
Who's leading after this week, after this past week?
Right now, Cullen Henneke is leading the leaderboard. The overall leaderboard. That is his son, Brooks Henneke, into the backfield and stops him at the line of scrimmage. And a great play there by Brooks Henneke.
Thibodeau met at the line of scrimmage as our rules expert, Ray Parkinson, saying he's in the lead. Oh, he's in fourth.
Fourth, yeah. He's doing better than I am. And Bobby Roggenbuck right there with Cullen up at the top of the leaderboard.
Peralt looking downfield, throws and caught at the 49.
Darius Green on the reception there in the first down.
14 yards on the pass and catch. 39 yards on 4 catches for Darius Green. 122 yards through the air tonight for Peralt. First down and 10 from midfield. Peralt sets back.
Plenty of
looking
time.
Downfield, has a man, and it's going to go in and out of the hands as he had Green once more.
And he had a step or two on Javion West that time.
That's been one heck of a battle tonight, Javion West on Darius Green.
Yes, it has.
As both have made outstanding plays. Green has gotten a step on West, and West has got 3 interceptions tonight. Second down and 10 from midfield. Clock stops on the incompletion with 7:17 remaining in the ball game. 2 wide to each side from the far hash. East Chambers delivers, caught, and not going anywhere. Met at the line of scrimmage on the pass and catch from Peralt to Green.
Good open field pursuit there by Robert Bailey and Kai Till to get to the receiver quickly for no gain.
So third down and 10 from midfield. Peralt out of the gun, looking right, throwing right. Hook and ladder once more is going to work down the sideline, trying to tiptoe. Is going to pick up 19. Move the chains, first down.
Well, kind of a different variation from the hook and ladder there, kind of inside the numbers and then pitched back. It was a great design play.
Is that 5?
Jaden Thibodeau.
So Gerald Smith. First down and 10 from the Panther 31. Peralt under pressure. Screen pass read perfectly. It's going to end up losing yardage.
Jonathan Cooper in on that action.
It's going to be a loss of 2. Three. Loss of 3. Second down and 13.
A big shout out to Chad Corbett, a constant viewer on Anahuac Sports Live. saying go Landon from Uncle Chad in Philadelphia.
Born and raised. Second down and 13, 5:44 and counting. Peralt looking downfield is going to be complete and
Dropped.
then knocked away.
Incomplete. He didn't have control of the football.
Outstanding defense.
I'm not sure if it was Coates on that, but nonetheless.
Stuck with the play the whole way. Third down and 13 now. 5:32 remaining in the ball game. Clock stops on the incompletion.
I tell you what, the Swamp Bowl has been as advertised. If you're not on the edge of your seat, you should be. As the East Chambers still have a shot here late in the fourth quarter as they're pressing in Anahuac territory.
Third down and 13, 3 wide, to the near side. Peralt rolling to the near side. Under pressure and is going to get away. Not from the third wave, though. Jonathan Cooper in on the tackle. Garrett Dye. Bryson Campbell in there. That was a whole host of Panther defenders.
Yes, it was. And you know, the interesting story about Bryson Campbell, you know, he hadn't played football in the last couple of years. Senior year coming back onto, to get back onto the team, and now as a defensive starter. So a great story there for Bryson Campbell, and he's definitely, this team has been benefiting from him having I can't even spit it out, can I? Having him on the defensive side of the football.
So timeout East Chambers as they talk about the 4th down and 20 after the loss of 7 on the sack. 5.5 remaining, down by 3 scores. You pretty much have to go for it from here.
Well, you do. If you're Russ Sutherland, I mean, you've got to put a touchdown on the board and then try to onside kick to give yourself a chance, because if the Panthers come up with this 4th down stop, that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin.
2 timeouts for both teams left here in the ball game. You don't have too many play calls in the playbook for 4th down and 20. But the Buccaneers do have some speedy receivers who have been able to get downfield, so the defensive backs are going to have to play back to make sure that they're guarding that 1st down line. Peralt out of the gun, looking downfield.
Under pressure
once more, and is going to try to get away, and he's not going to get away this time.
Robert Bailey, but great pursuit there by number 75 for the Panthers to make Peralt scramble. And that was Brandon Mayon in the backfield once again for the Panther defense. And then Robert Bailey coming up with the sack. And that, ladies and gentlemen, with 5:20, a 1st down or 2 will pretty much do it here at Kyle White Stadium and the 2022 Swamp Bowl.
Loss of 5 as the Panthers will take over control from their own 46-yard line. Want to thank Swanky Insurance Agency for sponsoring the 4th quarter. 409-255-0644, swankyinsurance.com. Pitch right, Delo, cross midfield, fighting his way forward down to the 45. That's going to be a pickup of 9, bring up 2nd down and 1.
I'll tell you what, Delo looks like a man on a mission tonight, and some very hard downhill running by him. Definitely a game of the season for him.
68 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. Let's see here. With some Aggie math, that is over 200 yards rushing, almost 250 yards on the ground for the Panthers. Talking to you, Rogenbug.
Now, Rogenbug just texted me saying New Waverly lost.
Pitch right to Corbett. Corbett's going to pick up the 1st down and more. Pick up a 10.
Corbett definitely having his game of the year.
29 carries, 167, and 2 touchdowns as
Got a flag.
we have it.
It's going to be a personal foul, I think, against the Panthers.
We'll see if it was a dead ball.
Oh, it's against East Chambers.
So that's going to tack on 15. We'll take it down to the 20. 6th penalty of the ball game for the Bucks. 65 yards. Be first down and 10 from the red zone. Once more, 4:25. .425 remaining.
The Anahuac Panther faithful sticking it out here. Still not an empty seat left in the house. A good showing by the East Chambers crowd as well, as you know, we pretty much expected. Just a short trip down the road.
From the near hash. Inside handoff. Corbett going left. Gets through for the 10. Is going to pick up 13. Make it first down and goal. $180 on 30 carries for Landon.
Just keep giving it to him. Again, we appreciate everybody coming back for the restart of the stream. Each and every one of you, all of the ones tuning in from East Chambers, from Anahuac, and from across the country.
.340 and counting. 5 seconds on the play clock. Pitch right. Corbett trying to get the edge. Has it. Makes a move into the end zone. Touchdown from 8 yards out.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it.
Third touchdown of the ball game from Landon Corbett. Reminiscent of some 2021 ball games. And the Panthers are going to go on to take their first victory against the Buccaneers since 2016. Cabrera on the tack on the point after. Snap back, kick up, and is good. With 3:25 remaining in the ball game, the Panthers have struck once more. They lead it 45-20. Back after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
Hello, my name is Mark Poggles, and I'm the pastor at Community Christian Fellowship Church in Oak Island, Texas. I would like to personally invite you to join us for Bible study during the week and our church services on Sunday morning. We have a nursery for the little ones, and our church family will greet you with a smile on their face and a loving heart. Come and celebrate with us as we study God's Word and give Him all the praise and thanks He deserves. Hope to see you there. Take care and God bless. Go Panthers!
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that next week we will be traveling to Buna for the second to last district game lined up for the Panthers. They'll have a bye week after next week's contest. We're not sure on how we're going to be streaming it. It could be audio only. It could be video. We're going to try and possibly tap into the NFHS network if possible. I'll be working with the Buna ISD staff on that this week. So stay tuned to all of our social media outlets, especially Facebook, to find out how we'll be streaming. We will be doing it no matter what on YouTube, whether we have to do audio or whatever the case may be. But if we're able to get the NFHS network going, we'll do that as well.
End over end kick is going to fall to the 30, across the 35, is going to fall forward to the 40. As East Chambers is running out of time.
And it went final in PNG. Dayton falls 35-28. I almost had the score right. I was 1 point off, but the other way around. But Dayton playing good football, so it looks like they, going on the road against a PNG team is always tough.
PNG back at it once more this year. They tend to just reload. Woodville rolling Huntington.
Okay.
Panthers want to talk it over.
Well, we'll keep it here. It has gone final in Tarkington, where the Curryville Wildcats pick up their first district win of the year, 52-28. Orangefield putting it all over Hardin, 61-7. And it has gone final in Comasnil, where Deweyville saves my pick'ems this week and beats Comasnil 40-28. A shout out to my brother and the Stanford Bulldogs. They were playing a very tough state-ranked Cisco Lobo team up there in Central Texas. Actually, it's more West Texas at that point when it's around the Abilene area. Putting up 14 points and coming up short against the Cisco Lobos, but a shout out to my brother Bret Hart and his Stanford Bulldogs up there around the Abilene area.
First down and 10 in the round coming for the Buccaneers.
Ooh,
and
big hits.
The Panthers are not messing around. Going to be a loss of 2. As that went to Smith.
Well, props to the Buccaneers. They're definitely not giving up, hurrying back to the line to try and get something on the board before we end it here.
Peralt inside handoff to Reeves. Reeves is going to get to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. Third down and long. Jonathan Cooper making his name known tonight, the senior.
Well, you know that these seniors wanted this game more than anybody, and it's always a huge game. But it's it's a little bit more important for these seniors, as they have never seen a win against East Chambers in their tenure here at Anahuac High School.
You know, the seniors of 2021 also rejoicing in this win as well. Quick pass going to the hook and ladder, and they would have been better off without the ladder.
Well, it worked for them a couple of times earlier in the football game, but the defense definitely sniffed it out that time.
140 yards through the air for Peralt. Now fourth down and 9 with about 90 seconds remaining in the ball game. Could be the last play of the evening for the Panther defense if they can hold on one more time. Blitz coming from both sides. Peralt trying to get away, still trying to get away, trying to get the corner.
Wow.
Does, and he has a long way to run. There is going to be a penalty in the backfield, so I do believe it's going to be coming back. It looks like it's in the vicinity of holding.
Again, the athleticism of Jacoby Peralt to get away from that pressure is just astounding.
Getting by half of the Panther defense. Holding was the call, so it will be coming back. And it will be fourth down and 19.
I fully expect to see Peralt playing on Saturday. Not sure if he is committed anywhere yet. And if any of your East Chambers fans know, let us know in the chat. That's interesting to know if he has committed anywhere up to this point. 4th down and Liberty for the Bucks.
.47 seconds and counting. Low snap. Punt is going to take a Buccaneer bounce. The Panthers will take over, and that should do it with about 27 seconds left in the ball game. One knee, and the Panthers are going to win the Swamp Bowl of 2022, and for their first time since 2016 over East Chambers.
Again, it's, this was a great football game, and definitely didn't lack excitement. And my hat's off to Russ Sutherland, his staff, and the East Chambers Buccaneers as they fought really, really hard tonight. And we're definitely coming in here with great willpower, as a knee by Brady will do it. They actually give it to Delao. Waiting to see what the whistle was about, assuming it was a false. They stopped the play. $14 seconds on the clock. Oof, a little bit of heatedness on the opposite sideline, and I don't blame him, honestly, but pitch to Delao. And that should be it, and that sound is the end of the 4th quarter.
So we've gone final as the Panthers defeat the Buccaneers 45-20, as we'll be back with the Trinity Bay RV Park and Lodging post-game show after this on Anahuac Sports Live.
Want to escape to a relaxing destination on the Texas Gulf Coast? Trinity Bay RV and Lodging has just what you need. Nestled next to historic Fort Anahuac Park and less than an hour east of Houston, Trinity Bay RV and Lodging has everything for your next vacation, weekend getaway, or extended stay, offering daily, weekly, and monthly rates on 54 full hookup RV sites and 11 fully furnished cabins. Visit online today at TrinityBayRVLodging.com or give them a call, 409-267-6774.
Anahuac Sports Live is brought to you by Anahuac Florist, Anahuac National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, Capital Farm Credit, Community Christian Fellowship Church, Chambers County Abstract Company, Coastal Field Services LLC, Four Corner Tires, Gator Garage, Jerry's Seafood Incorporated, Julia Luna Real Estate, K-Max Services, Porter's Wild Game Processing and Alligator Farm, Rebecca Lynn Photography, Amber Villarreal, Insurance Agent with State Farm, Third Coast Martial Arts, the Oak Island Double Bayou VFD Turkey Shoot, Swanky Insurance Agency, Title Services Incorporated, Trinity Bay RV Park and Lodging, Turan Lawn Care, Hillary Auto, Insurance Agent with Texas Farm Bureau, Turn 2 Specialty Companies, and Wilcox Drug Store in Anahuac.
Alex Outram, Trent Hart, Terry Fortenberry, where we've gone final from Kyle White Stadium with the Anahuac Panthers defeating the East Chambers Buccaneers 45-20. Anahuac moving to 3-1 in district play. The Buccaneers taking their first loss in district play, dropping to 2-1. And Trent, boy, I mean, talk about a battle of quarters and then the battle of halves, because first quarter looked like a real tight ball game. The Panthers took off in the second quarter, and then the second half was just a defensive juggernaut before midway through the fourth quarter.
Well, the third quarter was pretty much controlled by the East Chambers defense, as the Anahuac Panthers came out of the locker room kind of flat-footed, but picked it back up once the fourth quarter got started, and never looked back at that point. I mean, it was just kind of like you saw the momentum going in Anahuac's favor before we went in the half. Third quarter, like I said, was defensively dominated by the Buccaneers, but the Panthers really dug in and, showed their willpower and how much they wanted to win this football game.
Now, you talk about that willpower, it was like the defense ended up with a second wind in the second half and really just shut the door on the Buccaneer offense.
Well, they really contained Jacoby Peralt better in the second half than they did in the first. And, we saw Jacoby do some phenomenal things with his feet and making things just happen, pulling rabbits out of his hat when he was getting pressured in the backfield. But, the Anahuac Panthers able to just really shut him down and take him out of the equation. And that's how you have to beat an East Chambers football team like that, especially with an athlete like Peralt. You take him out of the football game, and then you've got to make East Chambers use their other weapons, which they have. But it was just a good all-around football game outside of the mistakes, which I'm not going to talk about.
Looking at the statistics as we have them, first for the East Chambers Buccaneers, Hayden Reeves, 6 carries, 13 yards. Jacoby Peralt, 10 carries, 11 yards, due in part to quite a few sacks that he took. It was Jaden Thibodeau with 4 rushes for 33 yards. Gerald Smith, 2 rushes for none. And Peyton Anderson had his lone rush go for a loss of 5 yards. Jacoby Peralt went 14 of 23. He had a $140 through the air. He threw a touchdown and threw 3 interceptions tonight, all 3 of which going to Javion West. Receiving-wise, Peyton Anderson had the most through yardage, 5 receptions for 77 yards. Darius Green had 5 receptions for 39. It was Thibodeau with 2 receptions for 3, and Smith 2 receptions for 21. The Bucks finished with 7 penalties for 75 yards. And speaking of those 3 interceptions, Javion West doing great work in the secondary tonight with his battle against Darius Smith.
Well, outside of the obvious, you talk about Landon Corbett, you talk about Brady Barrier. If I had to pick a MVP of the Swamp Bowl, it'd have to be Javion West. 3 interceptions on the night, adding to his total for the year of 5 interceptions, right? Or is it 6? We're at 6. So, and pivotal interceptions. 1 before he went into the locker room before the halftime, and then 2 more in the second half. You just could not have asked for more playing out of that safety position as Javion West did.
On the offensive side of the football, the only other person who you could have considered for MVP tonight would have been Landon Corbett. 31 carries, 188 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground, as his comeback game it came up huge for the Panthers tonight.
And it was. It's good to see Landon getting the type of numbers that we're used to seeing out of him. Last week, not near as much as far as yardage is concerned for me. He still went over 100 yards, but still, this is the Landon Corbett that we've come to see over the last 3 or 4 years that we've been watching him, Alex. And, like he said, outside of Javion West, Landon Corbett was right there if you had to pick an MVP for this football game.
Camden Wilson had 1 carry for 13. Thomas De La O, 9 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. He also converted 2 two-point conversions. Brady Barrier had a rush for 8 yards. He went 10 of 19 for 202. He had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions as the turnover bug really struck the Panthers for the first time this year.
And it did. I mean, 4 turnovers, 2 of them interceptions, 2 of them fumbles, and they were forced fumbles. I mean, they were stripped. We talked about them both, Cunningham and of Coates here on the near sidelines, mirroring each other. The Anahuac Panthers coming into this football game with only 2 turnovers, and end up coming out of this football game, adding to that with 4. And Brady Barrier with only 1 interception, adding to his, for 3 on the year. I think that when you look at that, I think that there's so much hype coming into this football game. There's so much emotion involved with East Chambers and Anahuac. It's the rivalry game. Yeah, we're calling it the Swamp Bowl now, but there's just so much invested from both towns. It's Battle of Chambers County as well. It's a pride thing, and these players came onto this field tonight on both sides and really showed that pride and fought all the way through to the final seconds of this game.
No, absolutely. Looking at receiving yards, it was Quandre Coates with 3 receptions for 27 yards and a touchdown. Robert Bailey, 3 receptions, 71 yards and a touchdown. And Talon Cunningham, 4 receptions, 104 yards. And
tell you what, Talon Cunningham, didn't get his touchdown tonight, but he keeps on stacking onto that average yards per catch. He shows amazing awareness and making the adjustment with his feet to get his body turned around and make huge catches. And it's just happened every single week, and definitely a favorite target of Brady. And Thomas De La O, having a banner game on the year. Landon having 188 yards on the ground, but for De La O to have what he had, was it 68 is what you said?
68 yards and a touchdown.
68 yards and a touchdown, and 2 two-point conversions. For the sophomore, that he could have asked for more out of De La O, carrying the football the way that he did.
And then there was 75 yards on some things that we're not going to talk about here in the postgame.
I want to, but I said that I wouldn't. We're not going to. We'll talk about it in the pregame show as we travel to Buna next Friday. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for that game, we're not sure yet how that stream will go. It might be audio only. We might be able to video it and still go on to YouTube. We might be trying to broadcast that to NFHS Network. I'll be working with Buna ISD this week to try and hammer out some of those details, so please keep an eye on our Facebook page for more information on the Buna game. Some scores around the area that have went final. Again, Port Arthur Memorial taking care of business against Goose Creek, 63-13. Dayton falling to PNG, 35-28. Lumberton, also a ranked team, taking care of business, beating Vider 47-21. That was the game of the week for the Sports Blitz. Also, Hampshire Fournette continuing their excellent season. I'm very impressed with the Longhorns this year, 61-0 over Hardin Jefferson. West Orange Stark getting back to their usual form, beating Bridge City 47-0. And Kirbyville on top of Tarkington 52-28. Orangefield beating Hardin 61-7. Woodville also taking care of Huntington 56-12. Newton destroys Trinity 72-6. And then Deweyville making the comeback in Comasnil 40-28.
Well, partner, first time since 2016 that the Panthers defeat the Bucks in this rivalry game, and was going to be very important this year after losing to Orangefield here in Anahuac a couple weeks ago. Come back and take care of business against East Chambers, and now just have to wait and see if we can take care of business against Buna and Tarkington, we'll see if Orangefield can stub their toe and see what happens.
Well, what's interesting is the point in the season that we're in, we're going to start seeing that playoff picture develop. And, with District 10 3A, you've got basically Orangefield in the driver's seat. You've got Anahuac sitting comfortably now probably in the second position, with East Chambers in the third, and then that fourth position to get into the playoffs kind of still up in the air. Anything can happen in the next couple of weeks of football, but we're going to start talking about those playoff scenarios over the next couple of weeks. We've got to, if you're an Anahuac fan, you've got to hope that East Chambers goes and plays their last game of the year versus Orangefield and happens to get over on them, so that we'll have a three-way tie for the second year in a row. If that were to happen, it'd be a three-way tie for the district title. And again, ladies and gentlemen, just keep on tuning in to Anahuac Sports Live. We're going to keep doing what we do, even with the technical interruptions. We keep working them out. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll definitely see you in Buna next week.
Absolutely. Alex Outram speaking on behalf of my broadcast partner, Trent Hart, and our videographer, Terry Fortenberry, reminding you of your final score tonight. The Panthers defeat the Buccaneers 45-20. Have a good week, and so long, everybody.